Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. This is making my first ever frame lock folding knife. Hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you hit subscribe. Today, we finish it. But let's first do a little bit of a recap. Right, so here's the kind of ideas I have here sketching. Now I'm gonna take this design and put it onto the old confuser. I'm gonna get started with making the material for this project. We're gonna make some Damascus. We've now got the fly cutter in the mill, and we're gonna plane across the top and plane across each side. So let's get to it, let's do some milling. Doing my last pass, and then all of a sudden, my depth of cut starts increasing, which means that nice half of the material that was gonna be 4mm and be oh so wonderful is now gone. Right, I am now going to center drill the pivot hole. I'm not going to finalize the pivot hole. I'm going to do that with a reamer, but I am going to center drill it. A little light heat here with the torch is going to release the super glue. Oh, my eyeballs. Oh, I looked into the smoke again. God, super glue smoke. That's not nice. Right, so I am now officially where it was that I was meant to be. Piece number one is also going to be requiring us to use a slitting saw and a ball end mill. Here you go. This is piece number one. Next step is using this. This is a 12mm carbide ball end mill. I marked off with a center drill where it is that our spring cut needs to go down to. I'm talking about cutting out. How is it that I am going to cut it out? So, with our springy what's-it cut out across the side here, we are starting to get closer. Of course, we're going to need our spacer to be ready. And with a little lick of the drill, I can transfer the holes through, which means that now our spacer is ready for drilling and tapping. have now, today, turned 2 washers, little thrust bronze bearing type things. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me what they're actually called. I have no idea. I just said like 6 words and hopefully it works. We have also turned the actual pivot itself, which has a 4mm thread going the whole way through. We've also turned the stopping pin. Ah, the stopping pin. Time to do some tapping, hopefully without breaking too many taps. Okay. No! No! Oh boy. Yes! Yes! Woo! Oh no! No! How cool is this? Like this is... It's... We actually contact on our spacer in there. See that contact there? So one of the first objectives is going to be getting that spacer back. While it's apart, I'm also going to then drill this to 5.8mm, then ream it to 6mm, and I can counterbore all our mounting holes. Right, so I made a new pivot. It went a hell of a lot faster. One problem, doesn't close, doesn't open all the way. I put some Sharpie here on the back and here on the front. And what we're now gonna do is we're gonna whittle away our material such that it will close all the way and open all the way. Right, little bit by little bit. I think we'll have it on this one. There we go. So here we are in the open position. That is as far closed as it goes. Now, I'm gonna throw a vice grip on there, take a razor blade, give it a scribe. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put on an 8-inch contact wheel. I'm going to do the rough 36 grit hollow grind on the blade, and then we're going to go into the hardening, the heat treat, the hardening and the tempering. So, onto the blade grinding. Into the forge we go. In we go, normalizing cycle number 1. The normalizing cycle number 2. We're going straight into the grinding room to grind this puppy, get that edge sorted. Oh, we're making some good progress indeed. Thank you for joining me. So here we go, we've got the 800 grit Trizact on the bevels there. Time to do some hand sanding with the old hand sand paper. Let's get this puppy all the way up to 800 grit on the bevels, on the top. And we're also then going to clean it up on the granite plate before we move on. Okay, so I have it all assembled here. As you can see, kind of for the first time there with the blade all polished up. Still don't have a hole for our little ball bearing, and that is the next step. In we go with the drill bit. And I can touch off with the drill bit. Okay, here we go. Huh, is that all it took? Listen, 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 listen. I made a bolt detent on a locking knife! This is so much fun. It doesn't lock open yet. We gotta make it lock open. It locks. The next step is we're going to go in here, and the screws for our pivot pin and our locking pin need to be made, so we have some turning to do on the lathe. So here is one of the 4mm thread 8mm head screws. This is going to be fastened through the bronze pivot, and I can zip across it here with another little zip disc and doodah. So as you can see, we have the two other screws that we have made finished up. It's not a very refined piece. How are we going to fix that? We're going to fix that with some time on the 60 grit. We're basically going to go over everything with the blade out, make it all look brilliant and feel even better. So it's back into the grinding room. Now all that is left to do is prepare for the finishing processes. That means we have some hand sanding to do. We're going to move on from there. So of course we have our solution of ferric chloride, and in we will go with all our pieces. We've done the etch. It's been 12 hours in some sodium hydroxide. We've pulled it out, cleaned it with water. It's now time for some 2000 grit. We're going to polish it up, make this puppy shine. It's been 30 minutes here in the cold blue with all the fastenings. The steel ones are looking beautiful, an incredible, deep, rich black oxide color. However, I'm starting to think what they say about stainless is true. It doesn't stain. I was really hoping I'd get a degree of blackening on those stainless bits. Sadly, it doesn't look like it's happened. Well, why didn't you use normal steel, Alec? Come on. Well, I couldn't find any. To be honest, that probably didn't look hard enough. But again, just look at how beautiful that black finish is on these screws, the normal steel. I put all the stainless screws here in this old monkey tool. This way we can hopefully keep track of them. I'm putting this thing in the forge. It'll heat up. The stainless should heat up too. Hopefully it's going to oxidize to a nice black color. While those cool down, I'm sharpening the blades, a little secondary bevel. A little while earlier, I took the thrust washers and the bearing to a 2000 grit with some sandpaper. And now, with my blackened stainless screws, it is time for the assembly. That is so cool. Like, as a kid, I remember sitting at my desk playing with like a liner lock folding knife and just enjoying so much the motion of like whipping one of those things open. And now, not so long after, I've now made one. My first frame lock folding knife. I have learned so much. I'm looking forward to very soon undertaking another folding knife project. I'm gonna leave it a little while, but I am just super excited to take the things I've learned from this, apply them to... Oh man, I forgot to make a pocket clip. Oh well, on the next one, I'm sure I designed a pocket clip. On the next one, I'll make a pocket clip. I'll remember to put that on there. And on the next one, all the mistakes, the failures that I had on there, were gonna serve as the building blocks to the successes I have on the next one. This has been a huge amount of fun. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, because it's just so much fun having you here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go hit subscribe. Make sure you watch part 1 through 10 of this series. This has been one of my favorite projects to date. Remember also, this Khopesh is being sold tomorrow. So follow me on Instagram so you can find out how to get your hands on that. Thank you, ladies and gents. It's been a total blast. See you very soon.